actually being moved to a nearby cemetery. Many say his spirit still haunts the house to the days. According to the theoretical physicist Lawrence curios, there's a nearly 100% chance who breathe the same air are relatives and historical figures. This means each breath you take contains molecules used by people such as Jack the Ripper and Teddy Bundy. Polybism is a term that explains how proving other people to be conscious beings is impossible. There is a possibility you may actually be alone. This 1964 Dodge 330 came to be known as the most evil car in America after it allegedly killed more than a dozen people. Up until the 1980s, scientists believed babies couldn't feel pain because of the some babies were operated on without any anesthesia. A teratoma is a rare type of tumor that can contain fully developed tissues and organs including hair, teeth, muscle and bone. When dissipation, the human head stays conscious for about 20 seconds with hearing being the last sense to go. The Zoroastrian Parsi community in India offers its deads to vultures rather than burning them. Unlike the visuals in nightmares or lucid dreams, which occur when the eyes are closed in REM sleep, these hallucinations occur in the state between sleeping and waking and can happen to anyone. A man in Florida heard the screams of his brother from his bedroom. Upon reaching the room, he saw the gory sight of his brother and his entire room being shadowed by a sinkhole. The body was never found even after delayed rescue operations. In 1994, a man staring through the windows of the old people's house, black cloaked as Grim Reaper with a shank, was arrested by the Los Angeles police for his act. Asteroid 2020 LD passed within the moon's distance on June 5 but wasn't discovered until June 7. It's the 45th known and largest asteroid to sweep within a lunar distance of Earth so far in 2020. Joseph Merrick had a disorder that disfigured his entire body, nicknamed the Elephant Man. He was put in a freak show. He likely had Proteus syndrome, which people are still born with today and which cause overgrowth of skin, bones, muscles, etc. In 2014, researchers diving in an underwater cave off the coast of Mexico found the remains of a girl estimated to be at least 12,000 years old. Locked in syndrome is when you're stuck between being asleep and awake. You know you're awake and can hear and see things around you. However, can't talk, can only move your eyes so you are unable to respond to anything. In 1950s, it was common practice by doctors to serve pieces of patient's brain to cure mental illness. Thomas Edison experienced a pretty major failure when he tried to create the first ever talking doll in 1877. The doll ended up being extremely creepy. Since 1948, it is estimated that about 90 commercial fights have gone missed without leaving a trace of evidence as to their whereabouts. In 1923, a man attempted to climb the Murfreesboro Fence under the guise of the Human's flag. He successfully scaled the building, only to fall to his death on the way down. Only $12 were raised by locals for his funeral. On January 8, 1935, Elvis Presley was born 35 minutes after his identical twin brother Jesse Brown, who was stillborn. Some species of butterfly have been known to seek out and drink human blood. 1 pound of peanut butter can contain up to 150 bugs, fragments, and 5 rodents' hairs. In Elias, in 2008, a woman had to have her dog put down after it ground off her big toe while she slept. Mr. Floyd, 56, woke up too late because nerve damage from diabetes had left her with no feelings in her toes. In 2000, up to 29 abnormal children have been murdered by being hacked apart with a matchstick tunnel to supply or trade their body parts to people who think it will help them achieve great wealth. During 1995 and 1997, feminized in North Korea, the starving peasants dug up and ate human bodies. There are so many crops floating in China's Yellow River that many people become body freshers and make money by collecting the remains and selling them back to their families. A whale fall is when the body of a dead whale sinks to the ground at such a deep spot in the ocean that's able to serve as food to the creatures of deep or dedicates. Leonardo Cangoli was a notorious Italian serial killer who made candy and soap out of her victims. In Sandriana, there is a kind of sheep's chest that includes maggots and its main ingredient. It's been believed that dogs have a sixth sense for the paranormal. Most people who have dogs report them barking at similarly nothing. However, some believe it be more than that. 400 years after they were buried in heart-shaped lead urns, 5 emblematic human hearts have been discovered in a cemetery in northwestern France. In 13,000 years, the Earth could be on its reverse axle, meaning that summer would be winter and winter would be summer, which would cause just absolutely havoc for every living thing. An average 61.84 spiders can be found per home There is probably a spider within reach of you right now. The global average spider density stands about 131 spider per square meter. Often referred to as the fire mummies of the Philippines, these mummies rest in the caves scattered along the mountains of Cagayan. Fire mummies are the result of a dying person